Well, good morning, my wonderful friends. Another glorious day. Just pulled up to work, and yes, it is TGIF. Whoop whoop. So glad. The week has actually went by pretty fast overall, even though there's been like these pockets of slowness. Still not really getting anywhere with anyone client wise at the moment. I thought for sure I was gonna close like one or two yesterday, but here's the thing. Like, someone picks out a car, they see the price on our website, I send them everything they need, they say they love the car, and then they're like, well, we just decided like that's just too much. And I'm like, well, you picked out this car, like you saw the price, right? Why did you pick that car if it was too much? Like, what are we doing here? So I just messaged them back when they finally got a hold of me and was just like, okay. I was like, well, I can help you find something nice, for a little less expensively. Like, what is our budget? I haven't heard anything back. So I feel like I'm just dealing with a tire kicker here. So I don't know. We'll see. You never know what's going to happen. And then another lady who was like, yep, we're good to go. I'll get you the information you need for the clients who need to sign. And we're 2 days later and I still don't have it. So it is what it is. And then on top of it, I told you guys about that finance deal fiasco. I was able to get them an approval through the third lender. Still haven't heard anything back at all from the second lender. It's been like 3 days now. And the approval wasn't bad, actually. It was a pretty good approval, but they just can't afford the down payment. So now we are totally looking at a different car, and I had to resubmit it to the bank to do some rework on the numbers. And so we'll see what we can do. But I don't know, guys. I don't know what's happening right now, so it is what it is. That's been like my mantra for like the past like month and a half, is like, it is what it frickin' is. So, but yeah, I've been really boring lately, guys. Like, I have not really done much other than just work every single day, and then I get home, eat dinner, and then I basically go to bed. I went to bed at like 9 o'clock last night. I woke up like around 6 a.m. today, and which was kind of nice in a way, because like I can kind of take my time. I took a nice bath, I got cleaned, enjoyed some coffee, and it's kind of nice to just kind of take it easy like that. So but yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to a chill weekend. And I did want to make an announcement to you guys, because this is a really big deal. So I know I've been kind of secretive about like this other appointment and all the stuff that we've been doing, but now that everything's official and documents are in hand, I am super pleased to announce that my sweet husband is now a permanent resident. How amazing is that? It was a long road. Like, guys, honestly, like filing the paperwork for this and also the cost, it is not cheap to do. And a lot of people will actually hire lawyers to do this paperwork, because it's so like, there's so much, and like there's all these rules and different mailing things you have to do, and like all these supporting documents you have to put together. We poured I don't even know, probably like 100 hours of total working time on these documents, going over them over and over again, and just making sure that we had everything lined up, because like, you go through all this work and all this effort, and then also the payment, and if for some reason they don't like what you wrote down, they can just totally reject everything, and then you have to do the whole process all over again. And stuff with the government takes forever, a very, very long time. We've been at this for, I think, like 8.5 months, something like that, 8.5. That's how long that it's taken. And honestly, like, our time frame wasn't bad. There's some people who have been dealing with this stuff for like years, and you're just absolutely totally in limbo. You're at mercy of the government and this waiting and holding period. But we got it, we did it, and I feel like super accomplished, and that is a huge weight lifted off of both of us. So now we can actually move forward with like switching over his ID and stuff, because like we couldn't do that. Like, we couldn't even switch over his ID from New York to Michigan, and so now we're able to actually do all that stuff. So yeah, a little bit of movement here. Well, I say a little, but that was a huge one. So yeah, a lot of movement there, and now we can take those next steps to continue doing what we need to do. So yeah, next step is the ID, and getting a permit here in Michigan, because it doesn't switch over, by the way. So just keep that in mind. If you guys are, you know, somebody who holds a permit, like a driver's permit, it does not transfer over to most states, I don't think, but definitely not here in Michigan. So you have to start the process all over again. So he's going to have to take the written test, and then once you do the written test, he's going to have to wait another 30 days before he can actually take like the full-blown driver's test. So we still have a little bit of stuff we got to get done, but now we can actually now we are in a spot where we can actually like keep working and moving. So yay. Amazing. But yeah, other than that, no big plans for the weekend. Other than Sunday, I'm supposed to meet my girl Kristen and her husband for dinner, so we're gonna do that real quick. They're gonna be going to the Bahamas, like I said, in December for their birthdays, and so we just want to touch base, you know, now that it's after her wedding and before the holidays hit and she's gonna be gone. So that'll be nice to catch up. And yeah, we're kind of toying with the idea for the holidays. So you know, Thanksgiving we're gonna go over to my grandparents' house, do that whole thing. That's gonna be nice. But December, Mo brought up the idea of maybe doing Christmas at our place. So that could be a good idea, because my grandma's actually getting like knee surgery or something in December, so she's not going to be able to do like her normal stuff like cooking and whatnot. And also it's getting harder and harder for them throughout the years to, you know, do all the cleaning, do all the cooking, and the hosting, and also their house is quite small, so it's tough to fit everybody in, even though we don't have a huge amount of people for Christmas, but it's tight. So yeah, we're like, maybe we'll do it at our place, you know. And whether we cook or maybe get something catered, you know, I think like Bob Evans and some other places, for like $200 you can get a big old stack of stuff, and you know, it's enough for everybody. So yeah, it'll be fun. But anyway, I gotta get inside, guys. I love you to absolute pieces. Like, share, and subscribe. Really appreciate when you do that for me. And I'll talk to you again real soon, okay? Bye-bye.